Hey, hi guys. Good morning. Let's start. Others might join later on. Okay. Normally every day we'll just wait for a couple of minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, and then we will start. Okay. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen, guys? Anyone can confirm?
Shiva, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. No. Okay. Um, Today as a first day, we will just start about just as I mentioned previously. Today we'll be just starting about what is the introduction about the cloud and the DevOps engineering, how it came into the existence, how the cloud engineer position came into the existence, and how the DevOps engineer take a position to the existence, and why in the industry it is so much important. Okay, we'll just check about that, and we will start the Linux also. Okay, if possible, if the time consumes, we'll start the Linux also. Okay. As I told you, we'll start from the scratch. We'll go with the Linux and what are the components in the Linux and etc. We'll check about it. Okay. Perfect. Let me just today. Um, some little bit slow lag. Just a minute. Yep. Okay. Okay. Now we will see how the cloud engineering came into the existence, guys. Okay. Before that, we'll see what is the software life cycle, how it works, and what are the things which are we looking into the day-to-day life. Okay, day-to-day life. Okay. Now let's take a. I'm talking this about a couple of decades ago. It's like something like 2005, 2006 at that point of time. Okay. Now this is okay. This is the developer. Okay. This is the developer, guys. Okay. Now this is okay. I have some OCD. Just give me a minute. Like, and today's system slow also. Suddenly, why I don't. Okay. Now let's talk about the developer first. Whenever the project comes into the existence, guys, the developer will have a meeting saying that, "Hey guys, we got a project and we have to develop this, and these are the requirements, and etc. etc." Now the developer will start working on it, guys. Okay. Now previously I'm talking about the 2005, 2006 at that point of time. Okay. The developer will start working on it, and we used to have, okay, we used to have the complete what do you say, server rooms, guys. I doesn't know how many of you have an idea about the server rooms. Okay, they used to have a server rooms. Okay, a complete floor will be considered as a server rooms. Now also there are few server rooms in the industry where it is there. Okay, now imagine in the movies also you might have seen these kind of server rooms. Okay, I'll just show it to you in the online. Yeah. See, this is the server rooms which will be there, where if you have to enter into that server room, you have to wear the gloves, shoe covers, etc., etc. These are the things which will be there in that. Now, every company used to have that server rooms, guys. Okay, I used to work for the HCL starting, and the HCL has like the complete one floor just for the server rooms where it has multiple projects will be having over there. In the same way, other companies to IBM and etc. Now, the developer will be start working on it to develop the project, okay, and he will be checking on it. And for the couple of days, at least a couple of days, like 20 to 30 days, he will start developing it. And after 20 to 30 days, okay, 20 to 30 days of development, okay, after 20 to 30 days of development, he has to show the uh, what he has developed, okay, how what he has developed. And when he wants to show the development, he has to deploy into the server, guys. Okay, he has to deploy into the server. Now the developer will make an appointment to the server room. Okay, he will make an appointment to the server room saying that, hey guys, I have developed this thing and this is my project I want to deploy. Now the server room will have the network engineers, guys. Okay, the server room will be having the network engineers, where the network engineer will allocate a server to the project. Okay, and they will say that, okay, we will give you an appointment saying that, okay, on Friday morning 10 o'clock you will have an appointment. You can enter into the server room. Okay, and you can deploy your application. What is meant by deploy? Okay, what is meant by deploy in the sense whatever the uh, development you have done, okay, whatever the development the developers has done, okay, of course we are not the developers, okay, whatever the development what where developers has done, okay, they have written the 100 lines of code, 200 lines of code, whatever it is, okay, they have to keep it inside the server and run it. Okay, they have to build the code and run the code also. Okay, they have to run the code inside the server in such a way that they can show it to others also. Okay, until then it will be in their system, right? It will be there in the system of personal system or anything. Okay, when they run inside the server, that is called as a deployment. Okay, when they run inside the server, okay, all others also might be able to see it. Okay, all others also might be able to see it. Now, here the developer will just take an appointment, okay, to the server room. See, first 20 to 30 days of development, he will be doing it. Okay. And again, he has to wait for a couple of days. Okay. 2 to 3 days of wait because he has to take an appointment. Okay. He has to take an appointment to the server room. Okay. With the network engineers, and he has to go. Okay. He has to deploy his application. Let me write it down. 2 to 3 days of waiting. Okay. 2 to 3 days of waiting of an appointment. Okay. Then he will deploy his code, guys. Deploying the code. Okay. For deploying the code, it will take around we doesn't know. It depends on the project. Like now, if it is 20 to 30 days of development, at least it will take 2 to 3 hours of the deployment, guys. Okay. 2 to 3 hours of the deployment. Okay, 2 to 3 hours of the deployment test. Okay, now the developer has to sit inside the server room, okay, for the 2 to 3 hours, okay, and he has to deploy this. Okay, once this is deploy is done, okay, once the deployment is done, okay, now the developer will be giving that URL, okay, either it may be some xyz.com or something he will be mentioning into the he will be mentioning into the team. Okay, he will be mentioning into the team members saying that, hey guys, we have deployed the uh, application. Okay, we have deployed the application. Can you please check out? Okay, can you do the testing whether it is the working or not, whether it is in the right path or not? Okay, now from the server room, the domain will be given to the QA team. Okay, QA in the sense none other than testing team guys. Okay, quality analyst, QA in the sense quality analyst. Okay, or tester. QA team or the tester. Okay, they will give the domain guys, something called as www dot some xyz.com. Okay, now the developers, first I'm just giving you the overview. The developers will do the development of 20 to 30 days. After that, they will wait for the 2 to 3 days of waiting for an appointment to the server room. Okay. Once they get an appointment, they will just enter. One of the developer will just enter into the server room. It's not like all the developers can go, guys. Okay. All the developers can go. Only one of the developer will be going like a team lead or some other. Okay. Now, one person will be going into the server room and they will be deploying the code. Okay. For 2 to 3 hours, they will be in the server room and they will deploy the code. Guys. What is meant by deploy? Deploy is none other than the building the code and running the code inside the server. Now, once they deploy the code into the server, okay. Now the server room, the developer will give the data, okay, saying that hey guys, we have deployed the application and this is our domain or the or URLs, whatever it may be, and he will give the domain or a URL to the team members, which are the QA team or the testing team and managers and etc. Okay, he will provide that this is the xyz.com. If you enter this, whatever the 20 days of development we have done, you can see it over here. Now, after 20 to 30 days of development, now it's in the hands of QA and the testing team. Now the testing team has to do the process. Okay, it has to do the process saying that, okay, hey guys, let's do the testing. Okay, they will continuously do the rigorous of testing, guys, like whether the application is working or not. Let's take an example of, for this understanding, let's take an example of Paytm or else any other application. Let's take an example of Paytm or any UPI application. Okay. Now, in the year of 2005 or 2004, at that time, we'll just talk about this, like how the Paytm would have been coming to the industry. Okay. Now, the developers has developed the application of 20 to 30 days, just a small module, guys. Okay. Just a small module, which is called as, to say, send money or something. Okay. Now, send money is the small module they have developed. Okay. Now, send money or something related to transactions, not send money, transactions. Okay. In the transactions, it will be like sending money or receiving money, etc. Okay. In the 20 to 30 days of development, they have done this. Okay. Now they are developing this. Okay. And they went to the server room, they deployed it, and that now the testing team will check completely. The testing team will check the completely the transactions. Okay, they will be checking the rigorous testing, saying that how to scan the QR code and what kind of QR code has to be scanning. For suppose if it is scanning to the Paytm scanning, Okay, they will give you a complete report, guys. Okay, for suppose if they are scanning the Paytm QR, okay, then what do you say? It is giving the right results. Okay, if it is scanning the what do you say? Some other UPI payments, it is not giving you the result. That is also one of the bug, guys. Okay, well, if you know the UPI payments in the very starting onwards, okay, in 2016 or 17, if I'm not wrong, at that time there used to be having like only Paytm application can have the Paytm QR code. Okay, it means like it cannot send it to the GPay or PhonePe or something. Okay, then later on it got like all UPI payments. You can have the any kind of payment from any application. Okay, now we will just talk about the feature previously. Okay, it used to not able to scan it, and what else is there, like sending the money through the credit cards or sending the money to different kind of what is it, accounts, etc., etc. Now the QA team will prepare a complete report, okay, which is called as a bug report. Okay, the QA team will prepare a complete bug report. Okay, the QA team will prepare a complete bug report. Okay, where it will take around 1 week of time. Okay, it will take around 1 week of time where it has to be having a huge, because it is having the complete main modules, right? It will take around 4 to 5 days of time, and they will just give you the bug report. And the developers will have that bug report and they will start working on it. Okay, until the project completes, guys. Okay, until the project completes, okay, they will be keep on doing this circle. Okay, 4 to 5 days of time for testing. Okay, 4 to 5 days of time for the testing. Okay, and gives you the bug report. Okay, now this is like a complete cycle where the between the developers and the QA team, okay, where they will be keep on deploying into the new data until unless the bug report is zero. Okay, there should be no bug report. It means everything is looks fine. Until then, the developers will keep on working, and the QA team also will keep on working. Okay, this is the complete cycle. It used to be there. Okay, previously 2005 at that point of time. But if you see anyone, I just want to ask you a question. If anyone has seen in this cycle, there is a small negativity in there. Okay, it's not a small, it's a huge negative. Okay, negative point is there. Okay, can you anyone tell me what is that? The developer is developing the code, he is going into the server room, he is deploying it and giving you the domain, and the QA team is testing it and giving you the bug report.
Waiting time is sort of
Yes, exactly. The time consuming. Okay, a lot of time consuming, guys. Okay, now the developer has to wait for 2 to 3 days of the appointment for the server room, and again then later on 4 to 5 days of testing for the testing team and everything. Okay, a lot of time consuming is happening because of this. Okay, now if you see, because of the time consuming also, whenever the project got assigned to the team, okay, whenever you say the team, guys, okay, the team means a lot of people. Not only I have just mentioned about the developer and the QA. Okay, the team in the sense a lot of people will be like database engineer will be there. Okay, database engineer will be there. Okay, and what to say, security team will be there. Okay, security team. Everyone is waiting for their part of work. Okay, security engineer. There will be like other. What is it? Okay, there will be database security, so many project managers. Okay, uh, what you say, so many people will be waiting for the work. Okay, project managers. Okay, etc. Okay. Now, now the see whenever the developer is developing the code for 20 to 30 days, okay, all these members, okay, maybe the database engineer has the work, okay, but all these security engineers, project managers, testing team, everyone has doesn't have any work, guys. Okay, at least 20 to 30 days, okay, these people are sitting idle. Okay, it means until the developer is developing something, okay, developed something, okay, these people has to sit idle and the company has to pay the money for that. Okay, now whenever this developer has to go to the server room and deploy it and everything, when the developer has given you the URL saying that, hey guys, I have deployed something and this is our URL. Now, the next thing is like the QA team starts working on it, security team has start working on it and everything. Until these guys gives the bug report, okay, the development team will sit idle, guys. They will say that, yeah, we are waiting for the bug report. We have developed something and we are waiting for the bug report. Then only we will go forward. Okay, we cannot go forward anything without bug report. We doesn't know everything. Okay, these people also sitting idle. Okay, they are also not working until we get the bug report. It's like 4 to 5 days or more days of the testing. Okay, this is like a cycle where the company is getting into the loss. Okay, the company understood that in this cycle so many people are sitting idle and the time consuming and everything. At that point of time the company started looking for the solutions. Okay, at 2005 and 2006 point of time they started looking out for the solution, saying that in the market, okay, in the IT industry, what are the solutions for these kind of situation, this kind of methodology. Okay, then they are searching for the different answer and they found the answer saying that, okay, hey, we will what do you say, we will clear your solution, but it is a different kind of solution. Okay, then the company started asking the question is what is the solution and everything. They started giving presenting the structure to the cloud, guys. Okay, there are multiple cloud providers. Okay, the word cloud provider I'm using it, guys, now. Okay, we'll later on use it the different words, but presently the word I'm using now here it is cloud provider. The cloud provider in the market said to the company managements and etc saying that, hey guys, you just shift to the cloud. Okay, your solution will be the sorry your problem will be solved. Okay, then they are asking questions like how if my application migrated to the cloud. Okay, first of all, what is cloud and everything, like what it will be solving your problem, how it is will solving my problem. Okay, now they started explaining this cloud providers, whatever the whatever the issue which company is facing. Okay, they started explaining the answers about it. Okay, solution to it. Now, just imagine there is if you remove the server room, okay, in place of server room, you just keep the cloud. Okay, okay, what are the advantages and how it will be solution? How it will be a solution for the this issue? Okay, now once you keep it to the cloud, okay, first of all, the server room, whatever you are paying, okay, whatever you are paying to the server room, okay, first of all, the cost of the server room is like you are paying the rent. Okay, advantages, advantages of migrating into the cloud. Okay, advantages of migrating into the cloud. Okay, these are all the things is providing by the cloud providers. Okay, they are telling it to the management, they are giving just a demo to it, saying that, hey guys, if you migrate to the cloud, you doesn't need to pay the rent or space. Okay, why? Because the cloud is not something like you keep it physically. Okay, you doesn't need to carry any physical device or anything. Okay, it's totally on us. You just need to connect to the server in the cloud. Okay, now you doesn't need to pay the rent or the space. Imagine, guys, in any of the metropolitan cities in India, okay, if you have to take a rent of complete one floor, okay, it's around something like 16,000 square feet. Okay, 16,000 square feet of rent. Okay, it cost you around lakhs of rupees. Okay, per month. Okay, now you are saving that. Okay, the second thing is maintenance costs. Okay, you doesn't need to have the maintenance. Okay, like the server room, as I told you, the server room needs the highly uh, maintained temperature, guys. Okay, it has to be always in the air conditioned, and you have to wear gloves and the shoes. As I told you, a small minute particle of dust also will destroy the servers. Okay, because it is a physical servers, it will be destroying it. Okay, with the short circuit and etc. Okay, now all these advantages, the maintenance advantages is also there. Okay, if you shift to the cloud, the next one is like network engineer's salary. Okay, network engineer salary. As you doesn't have the server room, you doesn't need to maintain the network engineers. Okay, you doesn't need to maintain the network engineers. Okay, your network engineers also, you can just remove them. You doesn't need to pay because we are maintaining the network engineers from our side. Okay, you doesn't need to maintain anything from your. Okay, we are giving you the service free. Okay, like if anything issue comes into the cloud, you can just ping us. It will be clear. That is the service free. Okay, you doesn't need to maintain any network engineers for that. Okay, that is the advantages of migrating into the cloud. Okay, these are the things they are presenting. The cloud providers are presenting into the management. Okay, the cloud providers, the cloud providers are presenting to the management saying that these are the advantages if you migrate to the cloud. Now, the management asked the question saying that, okay, these are the things which you want to just sell your idea or sell your business. But what is the advantage to me? Okay, rather than this, okay, I came up for the different problem. Okay, I came to for the different problem, and you said that the solution will be there within this migration to the cloud. Okay, just imagine the complete cycle with the cloud. Okay, the developer, okay, does should not go for the 20 to 30 days of development, and he can go for only 5 to 10 days of the development. Okay, maybe less time. Okay, 5 to 10 days of the development, and he doesn't need to wait for 2 to 3 days of waiting for the appointment. Okay, he doesn't need to wait for that much time. Okay, that will be gone. Okay, he will not be waiting less than 5 minutes also. Okay, within 5 minutes of the time, okay, within 5 minutes of the time, he can just deploy his uh sorry, the first of all, there is no waiting time. Okay, there is no waiting time at all. Okay, and for deploying the code, he doesn't need to be sitting in front of the server for the 5 hours of time. He can just deploy the code into the 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes of the time. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes of the time within the deployment. Okay, once he deploy the code, okay, just imagine 10, 20 to 30 days of development. Of course, the QA team will take 4 to 5 days. Okay, but when it comes to the 5 to 10 days of the development, it will take less than a 1 day, guys. Okay, 1 to 2 days. Okay, max 1 to 2 days of the testing. Okay, now when until the bug report, okay, until the QA team generates the bug report, okay, the developer doesn't need to sit idle. Okay, the developer doesn't need to sit idle. They will be start working on the next development. For suppose they are working on the transactions of send money and receive money. Okay, in the Paytm, we are talking about the Paytm application. Now the developer doesn't need to sit idle. They can start working on the maybe the scratch cards. Okay, they can start working on the scratch cards or electricity, sorry, the bill and payments. Okay, sending money and receiving money is a different case. Okay, transactions are different, and paying bills are the different module in the any UPI app. Okay, any UPI application. Okay, now the developer doesn't need to sit idle, guys. Okay, he will start working on the next module. Okay, until the QA team gives you the bug report. Okay, in this scenario, okay, your developers, what to say, idle time and the QA idle time and all the engineers idle time will be less than your previous idle time. Previously, they used to be idle for days. Okay, now it became to the hours. Okay, this is the complete rapid decrease. Okay, for and it is the solution for their issue. Okay, and in when you migrate to the cloud, you will have these advantages too, and your solution, you are searching for the problem where the developers and the QA team are sitting idle for days of time. It will also be get resolved. Okay, this is the demo which given by the cloud providers, saying that please migrate to the cloud and you will be having these kind of advantages. Okay, now the cloud, now the company, okay, now the company starts saying that okay, I will not migrate completely, okay, but I will try to do only one project, 1 to 2 projects, and if I like it, then I will migrate my all the projects to the cloud. Okay, I will migrate all the projects to the cloud. Now the companies like HCL, IBM, okay, or all the top companies, Infosys, all the companies started giving uh, their business to the cloud providers. Okay, saying that okay, you migrate into the cloud. Okay, you migrate into the cloud, and let we will see for 2 to 3 projects. If we like it, then we'll migrate other projects also into the cloud. Okay, we will see how the business is growing up, perspective in the perspective of money or something, business perspective. Okay, now the developer started working on it, everyone is happy. Okay, developer is happy because he doesn't need to wait. Okay, and the QA team is also happy. They are giving the bug report within 1 to 2 days. They are not waiting, etc. And the management is also happy. But after couple of days, okay, after couple of days, the when they said the free service, okay, when they said the free service, okay, that free service promise is not able to provide by the cloud providers. Of course, still also now the cloud providers gives you the free service. Okay, still also the cloud providers give you the free service, but what I'm trying to say is they are not able to provide you the right free service, saying that hey, uh, we are giving you the completely dedicated to you or something. Okay, now just I will give you an example, saying that for suppose you bought any product, okay, you bought a mobile phone, okay, from Amazon, and you want to return it, okay, or you want to do a complaint about it, okay, do you think that Amazon will take a complaint very quickly? Okay, you have to call to the customer support, you have to raise a request, you have to wait for your call back, or else you have to be on hold for a couple of minutes. Then they will say different kind of questions, ask it, and they will take you to the process of the initiate of the return. Okay, it will take a lot of time. Okay, in the same way, okay, the cloud provider, for suppose the developer want to do the deployment and create and he got stuck somewhere because the developer is not into the cloud much, right? Okay, the developer doesn't have an idea what is cloud, how to do the deployment into the cloud or anything. Previously the network engineer he used to help guys. Okay, previously the network engineer used to help, saying that okay, you just come to the server room, I will show you the server, you just connect to the server with your system and try to transfer the files and run the data, etc. Okay, now there is no network engineer. Okay, and what you say, the developer has to do the work, the developer has to create the server, developer has to request, of course he is not creating it, developer has to request to the cloud provider saying that guys, I want to deploy my application, can you please create me a server and let me know. Okay, he has to wait for it. Okay, that that became an issue for the developer and the management teams. The service which the cloud providers has promised, okay, previously the cloud providers has promised the service saying that we'll give you free service. Of course, still they are giving you a free service, but they are giving you the free service with the time. Okay, it's like a late, okay, because the business has grown up. in such a way that they have so many clients. Okay, they have so many clients. They have given the promise of free service to all of their clients. Okay, now they keeping as a priorities. Okay, first come first serve. Okay, the person who came at the last has to wait for their free service. Okay, it means the developer needs a server, in the sense he has to wait for the server. Okay, now again the management got an issue, guys. They are getting a delayed in the service, saying that developer is ready to do the deployment, but the server is not yet ready. The cloud services are not replying, are not giving the proper response, okay, to the developers or the management. Now the management started looking for the solution again. How the other, they doesn't want to go back to the again no cloud, guys. Why? Because they have seen the huge profits, okay, because of this maintenance, rent, salaries, okay. They have seen a huge profit on this, guys. Okay, they doesn't want to go back to the no cloud again, keep the server room and etc. But they are looking for the solution. Okay, they are saying that okay, let's try what other companies are doing it. Okay, how other companies are managing in the same scenario, because all the companies are using the cloud now. Okay, at that point of time they got to know that okay, previously there is a bridge between the developer and the server, is the network engineers. Okay, we removed the network engineers completely. Why? Because we doesn't need the servers. Okay, now we need an engineer, okay, who can handle the cloud, okay, where we doesn't need to uh, depend on the free service of the cloud provider. Okay, for suppose previously if you need a server or if you need something, okay, you have to just raise a request to the cloud provider saying that hey guys, I need a server or I need a load balancer, can you please create it? Then the cloud provider used to create it and give it you the details. Okay, now we need a person who can do that work. Okay, we need a person who can do that work, where he will be able to, where he will be able to give you the response. Okay, where he will be able to give you the response saying that okay, rather than waiting for the free service of the cloud provider, he can do it. Okay, that person became the cloud engineer in middle. Okay, this complete story, why I'm telling the not story, the development cycle. Okay, why I'm telling this, because the cloud engineer existence. Okay, this became the cloud engineer existence in saying that the developers doesn't have the knowledge of using the cloud. Okay, the cloud engineer, okay, who has the knowledge how to create a cloud services and everything, that person became in demand. Okay, where he will be able to handle and make the process of this smooth. Okay, make a process smooth process of the deployment. Okay, of the deployment. So that's why the cloud engineer came into the middle. Now the developer doesn't need to directly connect to the cloud. Okay, he will just inform the cloud engineer, and the cloud engineer will do the work, okay, of the services and etc. Okay, the this is how the cloud engineer came into the existence, saying that okay, we need a person who can handle the cloud, but it has to be from our side. Okay, not from the cloud provider side. Okay, they hired a person, okay, who has a knowledge of the cloud, where he can create all these infrastructure. Okay, by either it may be a server, either it may be some load balancer, either it may be some anything, okay, which is related to your application. Okay, he has to create, the cloud engineer has to create it to you and give you the response to the developer and the management team. Okay, that is the responsibility, that is the cloud engineer responsibility. Okay, that's why previously there was a network engineers. Okay, I don't know how many of you seen in the 2010 or 2011 point of time. Okay, there was a huge what you say, lapse of network engineers. Okay, because so many people are migrating into the cloud. Okay, the network engineers are not at all there now. previously whoever are working on the network engineering, okay, they started learning on the cloud and migrated to as a cloud engineers. Okay, because that was the work previously they used to do. Okay, network engineers used to be there in the server rooms and they used to help the developers. Now they started learning the cloud and started working as a cloud engineers. Okay, now this is the cloud engineer theory where the cloud engineer designation came into the existence. Okay, now let's go to the where the DevOps engineer came to the existence. Okay, in the same circle, okay, let's continue there where developer is happy. Why? Because he got a person who will be doing the cloud work. Okay, the cloud engineer is happy as always because he got a job. Okay, and QA is also happy because they are trying to do the work only for couple of days and they are trying to be not more work at a time, etc. Okay, the management is also happy. Why? Because the work cycle is going fast rather than waiting time period. Always time is money. They doesn't want to waste time, and they need everything in the days, within the days or within the minutes, within the hours. Okay, now everyone is happy, but later on, if you see the cloud engineer, without the cloud engineer, the developer used to be having little bit of what do you say, um, what do you say, every time whenever the developer has to deploy, for suppose the developer is the perspective of the developer, guys, I'm just giving you an idea. The perspective of the developer in the sense he will get a an idea at the midnight also. Okay, he will be like in the middle of the sleep also, he will having an idea, or he might be working on since so many days one of the error. Okay, he might get a solution to the at error in the midnight or any middle of the day or anything. Okay, and at that point of time the cloud engineer is not a 24/7 24/7 job, guys. The cloud engineer work is always 10 to 7 job. It's not still it is not a 24 hours job, guys. Okay, there is no night shift or something into the what to say, uh, into the cloud engineering or anything. Okay, cloud engineer. Now, whenever the developer has an idea, okay, when he wants to deploy, okay, when he wants to deploy, the cloud engineer might not be working at that time. Okay, the cloud engineer might not be working at that time. He will be like working in only in the morning hours or something in the different time zone or something. Okay, the developer has to wait. Okay, the developer has to wait for the cloud engineer. We're saying that only the cloud engineer has an idea how to connect to the server and deploy this application. Okay, how to connect to the server and deploy this application. At that point of time, okay, the cloud engineer will not be available and the developer has to wait. Now the management started looking for this also solution. What is there in the market? Okay, where I can check on it, like the developer doesn't need to wait. Okay, the developer doesn't need to wait for the cloud engineer to do the deployment. Okay, now at that point of time there is a engineer which is called as an automation engineer. Okay, the automation engineer. Okay, previously the DevOps is not the right uh, name for that, guys. Previously they used to call as automation engineer. Okay, automation engineer. Okay, now, what this automation engineer does in the sense, okay, he starts making an automation process. Okay, he starts making an automation process saying that whenever the developer wants to, what to say, deploy the code, okay, he doesn't needs the cloud engineer, what to say, he doesn't needs to wait for the cloud engineer. Okay, at one time process. Okay, he will create a process in such a way that, okay, whenever the developer wants to deploy something, he can directly deploy into the cloud. He doesn't need to wait for the cloud engineer. Only for the deployment, guys. I'm talking about. I'm repeating again what the automation engineer used to do. This automation engineer to do, is this automation engineer responsibility is to make a process in such a way that whenever the developer wants to deploy his code, okay, he doesn't need to wait for the cloud engineer, okay, and moreover, the developer will not directly work with the cloud guys, okay. Developer also will not work with the cloud. This automation engineer will make a process, okay, will make a process, a bridge between the developer and the cloud, okay, a bridge between the developer and the cloud, okay. He make a process in such a way that, okay, this cloud engineer doesn't need to be there in between that, okay. He will make a process. It's like he will create a bridge between these two, okay. He will create a bridge between these two, okay. He will create a bridge between these two, okay, the deployment process. And this bridge is created by the DevOps engineer, this automation engineer, where the developer can, deploy his code at middle of the night also without the help of the cloud engineer. Okay, without the help of the cloud engineer, he can directly deploy his code to the cloud. Okay, at that kind of process making, is done by the automation engineer. Okay, that kind of process making is done by the automation engineer. Okay, now the developer, what will be the cloud engineering will be do in the sense, the cloud engineer will create the infrastructure. Okay, remember the word infrastructure, guys. Whenever I'm using these words, remember that infrastructure in a sense, these servers, load balancers, the S3s, which we have discussed a lot of things, where these resources are created inside the cloud. Okay, the cloud engineer work is to create the infrastructure. Okay, previously his work is to create the infrastructure and to do the deployments. Okay, whatever the deployments is given by the developer, he has to do it. Okay, he has to deploy the code into the server. He has to create a server and he has to do the deployment into the server. Now, as we told that developer is waiting, okay, for the cloud engineer to come into the work. Okay, rather than that, there is a there is an automation engineer. He will automate the work. Okay, where developer doesn't need to wait. Okay, where developer doesn't need to wait to deploy his code into the cloud. Okay, now the half of the cloud engineer responsibility. Okay, only two works are there for the cloud engineer. First work is creating the infrastructure. Second work is doing the deployments. The half of the cloud engineer work has taken care by the automation engineer. Okay, the half of the cloud engineer work is taken care by the automation engineer. Now only half work is doing by the cloud. Okay, cloud engineer is doing the 50% and the automation engineer is doing the 50% of the work. Okay, but the time period of waiting is very less now. Okay, the developer doesn't need to wait for the cloud engineer, and moreover the cloud engineer is doing the manual process. Okay, he is taking the code and he is running it, he is building it, and etc. But when it comes to the automation process, he doesn't need to do it. Okay, the automation engineer will create the process, guys. Okay, the automation engineer will create the process. Okay, it he will not be doing it. Okay, now the developer will use that process, and in middle of the night also he will be just deploying it. Okay, he doesn't need to wait for the cloud engineer, neither he doesn't need to wait for the automation engineer. Once the process is completed, it means the bridge between the developer and the cloud is created. Okay, then he doesn't need to wait for any person. Okay, he just push the code. Okay, it means he is ready with the code and push it into the cloud, where the automation process will take care of that. Okay, now this is how the cloud engineer and the automation engineer came into the existence. And later on, the company management thought that these two are getting the high pay salaries. Okay, at that point of time, like 2015, 16 point of time, okay, these two are drawing a huge amount of salaries. Now also, in the complete industry, the automation and the cloud has the two different highest paying salaries. Okay, in this complete what you say cycle of it. Now these two are drawing a huge salaries. Okay, the management has requested these two members saying that, hey guys, we cannot pay you two different salaries. Okay, two members a huge amount of salaries. Okay, either one of you has to learn other module. Either cloud engineer has to run the automation process, or automation engineer has to run the cloud engineer process. Okay, any one of you should be there, and other person should be uh, moving back. Okay, it means like they will be removing him. Okay, that's why nowadays we call. I think so. One of you asked if I doesn't remember. Maybe Lakshmi Narayana. I think so. If he is there in this call, he has asked like, what is the cloud engineer difference and the DevOps engineer difference? Okay, these are the two different responsibilities previously. Now, because of the salaries, highest paid salaries, the management thought that okay, I cannot pay two different persons two highest salaries. Okay, either one of you has to learn other module. Okay, and make it you pick up your job. Otherwise, I will have to remove both of you. Okay, then the cloud engineer and the automation engineer together, okay, started working on it. Okay, only one person is working of both jobs. Okay, he is creating the infrastructure. Okay, and the another person is sorry, another responsibility is to handle the automation process. Okay, both are using their own process and started using the position. Now presently what we are learning, okay, what we are learning and what we are achieving in our career, which is that cloud DevOps the engineer. Okay, the DevOps in the sense development plus operations. Okay, DevOps in the sense development plus operations, where he will be other responsibilities also there, which I will tell you in the later on, where he has to handle the logging, monitoring, uh, infrastructure as a code. Some all other things are there where it is the development and the operations. Okay. Presently, now what we are looking here, it is cloud engineer plus automation engineer. Together will be doing only one person job. Previously, it was a two-person, and now it became the one-person job. Okay. This is the complete cycle, guys, where the cloud engineer came into the existence and the DevOps engineer came into the existence. Okay. If anyone has any questions or any doubt, just I want to give you how the things works, how the things used to work before cloud existence, and how the things are working now after the cloud existence. Okay, since 2 decades, since 2005, we are talking about this. Previously, how it used to work, and now how it is working. Any questions or anything you want to say it as like, am I going fast or slow? Not slow, of course. If it is a little bit fast, you let's tell me. I will go a little bit slow. Most of the time, I will go slow only. This is just an introduction. That's why I just been a little bit fast. When it comes to the topics, of course, we'll go slow a little bit. Any questions, guys? Any not understanding, or do you want any random questions, guys? It doesn't need to be there. What do you say? It doesn't need to be the same related to this also. That is also one of the thing tell to the students, saying that, for suppose if you have a question, like you can ask the question which is have we have discussed yesterday also. It doesn't mean that you have to discuss, you have to ask the question what we have discussed by today itself or something like that. Okay.
Hi Shiva, this is Yogesh.
Yeah, hi Yogesh.
Shiva, by the end of the course, we'll be able to learn the concept of from build to deployment, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. I will repeat it again.
Uh,
Guys, we are a DevOps engineers and the cloud engineers. Okay. This course is related to the cloud and DevOps engineers, not the development part. Okay. I am not teaching you any Python or JavaScript or anything. I am teaching you in such a way that any developer, this is the thing which I am telling you, any developer develops any kind of code, either it may be Python, Java, or JavaScript, any kind of code. Okay. As your work, as a cloud engineer work and the automation engineer work, your work is to deploy his code into the cloud. That you will be doing it. Okay. That I will be teaching you in this course. I am not teaching you the development part. Okay, I'm not teaching you the development part. I'm teaching you the deployment part, where you will do the build job and deploy the application, build the application and deploy the application inside the cloud. Okay. We have multiple projects. I have told you in the first day, where we have the projects like Maven project, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible. Okay. These are the projects you will be doing it. Okay. I told you 4 projects. Okay. All these 4 projects I will be teaching you, like one will be the Python, Java, and everything. But I will not be teaching you the Python. I will be taking a Python project as an example, and we'll be deploying that Python project through the Docker or through the Kubernetes or through the Ansible. Okay. Again, I'm telling you, we are not developing the code. Okay, we are not developing the code, we are deploying the code. Our responsibility. That's why I'm just telling you in the first day, our responsibility is to create the infrastructure and do the automation process, regardless of what is the developer. It doesn't matter the developer is a Python developer or Java or JavaScript, Angular, React. It doesn't matter. Okay, you just give me the code. I will deploy that code into the cloud. That is my strengths, and that is our responsibilities as a DevOps and the cloud engineer. Okay, don't expect to develop the code, or if you are thinking the code developing the coding will be there in this course or anything. Don't be in that one. Okay, there is no coding in this course. I'm not teaching you any Python or JavaScript. Is it clear, Yogesh?
right, Shiva. Got it.
Any others? Okay. Okay, guys. Let's continue from tomorrow onwards. This is just an overview. I just want to give it today, where you will understand what you are going through. Okay, what is your responsibilities will be there. That's why I just given a heads up. Okay. And tomorrow we'll start the Linux. Okay, as I told you, we'll be starting the Linux and Linux commands, what is Linux, and etc. etc. We'll take 2 to 3 days, okay, for the Linux operating system. Then we'll directly jump into the AWS. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you guys. Have a nice
Shiva,
day.
one quick question. What's the duration of this course?
It will be 2 months.
2 months. Okay.
Okay.
And are we covering the Terraform also?
Yes. If you see
Okay.
the introduction class, you might have an idea about it, what we are doing.
Got it.
You
Thanks.
can get the video from the management if you missed
Yeah,
the
yeah, I have the link. I will go through it. I
okay.
directly join this one. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Naresh, please.
Uh, hey, I was wondering, how are you going to write these, you know, Ansible and other automation? What scripting language will you be using?
See, there is not a one scripting language.
Mm.
What is it? It's like you can use the word scripting language for this Ansible or anything. Okay, these are
Okay.
all the command based. Okay, whether it is like whether for suppose if I talk about automation process of Jenkins, okay, or automation
Ah,
process of Docker, Kubernetes, these are all the command based. Okay, uh, you have to learn more. We have to be more strong in the commands, and you have to give the commands in such a way that combine together. Okay, combined together, you have to give it. Okay, I will just give an example saying that. Okay, you have a robo. Okay, and you give the commands to the robo saying that first command will be the you tell the robot to wake you up at 5 o'clock. Okay, and second command is like you will be tell the robot to give you a coffee at 5 o'clock, and you tell the robot saying that get me a newspaper at 5 o'clock. Rather than telling these commands, okay, individually, I will give you a command together. Okay, by an automation process. I will tell to my robo every day at morning 5 a.m. wake me up with a cup of coffee and get me a newspaper. Okay, I'm combining these three different commands, okay, to one command. Okay, that is like an automation process. Okay, that is the automation script. It's not like a scripting language we are following it or anything. Of course, we'll be following the bash scripting or shell scripting. But what I'm trying to say is like you doesn't need to stick to the one scripting. Okay, it's like you are giving the commands according to your wish. Okay, you can say to the robo saying that don't wake me up at Sunday. Okay, you can say the command, and at the end of the command you can say that except Sunday, wake me up at 5 o'clock with a cup of coffee with a newspaper except Sunday. Okay, you have to give that command to the robo, then robo will pick it up. Okay, see, all the tools which we are talking about are just a robo, guys. Okay, AI tools. Okay, those AI tools you have to know how to use those AI tools. Okay, you have to mold them according to your thing. Okay, where you can get your work done. Okay, that's you are not going to be completely sticking to the scripting, shell scripting, or bash scripting or anything. Okay, it will be making your own kind of programming. It's like own kind of commands. Okay, your robo will listen some kind of different commands, and my robo I will train. Okay, it's like a dog. How you train your dog? Okay, if I train my dog with the whistle, it will just give you the result. If I train my dog with another one, it will give you the ring. Okay, it's like how you are training it. Is it
Got
clear,
it. Thank
Naresh?
you. Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions, guys? Okay, thank you, guys. Let's connect tomorrow and start Linux.